and welcome to the Nottingham Forest preview show with myself, Sam Davis.
And me, Tom Jordan.
We're at the Pear at Parley, mate. A lovely place for a drink or a spot of food, eh?
Even in a storm, mate, I'm here. Here in all weathers. God, the content we give you, even during a storm. I mean, we've done it for a pandemic, now we're doing it for a storm. I mean, if that's not enough to click that subscribe button, I don't know what it is.
No. So make sure you do it. Make that red button turn grey. Subscribe, because we'll feed some of the freshest AFCB and EFL content to your YouTube feed every single day. So why not do it? Plus, why not give this video a like as well? We truly appreciate it. So, weather permitting, AFC Bournemouth are going to be entertaining a side that's had a recent renaissance under Steve Cooper. He's been integral to how they've done, and a certain ex-Cherry may also have played a big part as well. They've only lost once in their last 8 matches in all competitions, and 2 of their notable wins have been in the FA Cup against Arsenal and Leicester City. But Storm Eunice may have something to say about it being on. Check out these weather maps. So, just as a comparison, we're going on John Kettley BBC weather in Met Office. This is the weather for the following Friday. Okay, so check out the wind speeds here, but then check out this Friday, and we've got wind speeds of like 80 miles per hour during the day. It does die down a little bit, but they might be looking at people's travel plans and will it be affected. Hopefully we'll all get to see some football, but obviously it has to be safety first. I'm sure Sky might have something to say as well and wanting to get it on as well, eh?
Yeah, I'm confident, mate. I think when I've looked at it, it's going to be more kind of overnight and early hours, and hopefully, like you say, it will die down by the time the game comes, because that'll be, I mean, if there's a strong wind, that's always a leveler, as they say, isn't it? Yeah. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, I think if it was the other way around, and I would be well happy for the wind to blow me into Hooters in Nottingham, mate. So hopefully it will just blow them into the Mellow Manor wherever they're going. But yeah, hopefully it'll all be fine, mate.
So check at AFC Bournemouth on Twitter for all of the updates, and check the social feeds if there are any changes with regards to the fixture. But Bournemouth v Forest, let's face it, it's always been a decent game of football, but there's some added spice to this one, not least with the return of an ex-Cherry, mate. And I'm not talking Lewis Grabban.
No, it looks like we'll get onto that, but it looks like he's going to be out. But yeah, and they have got Sam Surridge as well, remember now. They kind of switched in for Lyle Taylor, who was also an ex-Cherry. Steve Cook in it. I think some people have been mentioning that it's Cook's return.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's been spoken about a little bit. I think we need to... listen, absolute God, legend of the football club, a decade here, skipper to the Premier League from League One, like absolute legend of the football club. One of the best kind of professional players we've ever had in a Cherry shirt, in my opinion. Just always gave us all. We absolutely adore him here.
And Forest fans do. I thought that he might take a while to hit the ground running, but he's done just that. He's literally just got straight into it, and Forest fans are appreciating him already, and he's got a different role there because he's playing in the middle of a back three, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done that before for us, but we predominantly played with a 4 with him. But yeah, he has played in the back 3 before, and he's that sort of player now. Maybe he's getting a little bit older and he can just kind of marshal the defence a little bit more. But yeah, we loved him here, and you know, whatever you think about whether you think he should be playing for Bournemouth, we shouldn't let him go, or his time was past, or whatever you think, he was a legend for us, and I'm just really happy that he's playing football again. He shouldn't be just sat there not playing, so I'm delighted that he's got his move and he's playing week in, week out. Just hope he has a rare off day tomorrow night, mate.
So he joined our club in October 2011, signing permanently on the 4th of January 2012. Exactly 10 years later, he left the club, and he's joined the Tricky Trees, and it's fair to say that since he's been there, he's done really well, and they're looking up rather than over their shoulder like they were at the start of the season. I mean, they had a very, very poor start to the season, but they've got the squad now, and they've got a number of talented players, which we'll go on to talk about, that could see them challenge for the playoffs. And we'll look at the league table later, but they are just on the edge at the moment. But it's going to be a little bit weird for him, and he told you that, didn't he?
He may have. Yeah, going to be a weird one for him. And I mean, why should I talk about it? Let the big man talk about it himself. It is Cookie.
Hi everyone, just wanted to say that I'm really looking forward to coming back this weekend. Obviously going to be a really strange game for myself and my family, but yeah, it's going to be a great occasion. Just wanted to wish everyone the best for the season, and you know, hopefully Bournemouth go on and get promoted to the Premier League, and I'll be watching on and supporting apart from tomorrow. So looking forward to it. Hopefully see some familiar faces, and I'm sure I'll give you all a wave. Cheers.
Mate, you know what, I miss him, mate. He's even got that sort of humility as he speaks. It was only a 34-second clip or whatever, but that was a message from Steve Cook to you, the fans of AFC Bournemouth and the viewers of Back of the Net. It's going to be a weird one for him, isn't it? I saw an article in the Echo. I think Dan Rose wrote it, and talking about he'll try to not lose his shit if he scores in the last minute, and it's one of them where you're obviously trying your hardest for the team you're playing for, and in football you sort of have these moments, and he's going to be respectful. He's going to find it weird. He doesn't really know what to think because his kids are all Bournemouth as well. It's
a weird one. It's a weird one for him. It's a weird one for us fans. I think at the end of the day, you look at it in perspective, and we're going to have a testimonial for him, and that's where we can proper give him our thanks. I'm sure we'll applaud him before the game. I'm sure we'll applaud him after the game. During the game, he's got business to do, and Bournemouth have got business to do, and that's just part and parcel of football. But regardless, absolute legend of the football club, and I just hope he he's still got a fair few years in him, mate. And I think Forest have got themselves a hell of a player there, as I'm sure they're already aware. So yeah, it'll be a weird one for him. It'll be a weird one for us seeing Cookie line up against us, but I'm sure he'll be professional as ever, and hopefully he just doesn't have quite one of his top games and doesn't score a screamer. I mean, talking about that, and I was thinking, chance of him getting a last minute winner. Matt Ritchie did it. Do you remember Matt Ritchie scoring the last minute for Newcastle?
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was a leveler or a winner. Actually,
I think it was a leveler.
Was it? But good strike, wasn't it? But it happens sometimes. But yeah, he'll go about his business as he always does. But it's a decade at the football club, mate. It's always gonna hit you and the fans a bit hard. But and it feels even worse because he's one of the last ones, one of the last remaining lot. We could have got Smithy. Maybe put Stanislas in that category, but yeah, he's kind of the last one to go, wasn't he? With the others have all gone now, Pewey and stuff like that. So be weird, mate. Be weird.
Be weird. But this isn't all about Cookie. No. It's a huge match for AFC Bournemouth, and look, that late win at Blackpool combined with a number of other favourable results over the weekend again makes us look like we're one of the favourites for promotion. It's ours to lose, but you just get the feeling, Tom, look, we've had twists and turns already. It's not completely over. We skanked that win against Blackpool, and with no Lerma and with some worrying injuries as well, look, no game is a gimme, whether it's Hull or Huddersfield we're playing, and we've got to be on it from the off, and we want to start a fast start like we had against Birmingham. Yeah,
exactly, like the last home game where we were on the front foot. It was we'd beaten Barnsley, but we'd lost in the cup, and we just weren't playing well. And we all said, kind of on our preview for that Birmingham game, that we just wanted a fast start, take the handbrake off a little bit. Exactly what we did, and credit to the staff of the players for that, because we went for an attacking side. Kind of two attacking midfielders in there. We took the handbrake off and we went from the start. And then at the end, when we got a red card, we grinded it out. So it was perfect. If we could do that again, I thought the atmosphere was a lot better as well from our part as well. I think it all come together really nicely. So another one under the lights, mate. Hopefully it's the same again, but this is going to be a bigger test. No disrespect to Birmingham, but Nottingham Forest hell of a side. It's going to be a proper game. But if we're on it, we've got the players that can cause them problems, mate. So yeah, I'm really intrigued by this game.
The match is live on Sky. It's a 7:45 kickoff. So in Bournemouth's last game, shall we remind you of those last-minute limbs? Nice lot. Oh. I'll take a point. It's fine. The point's fine. How have we got away with that? How have we got away with that? Wow. I'm so embarrassing. I'm a 40-year-old man, and I lose my shit. I mean, look, I throw myself into football, and I'm kind of happy that I celebrate I looked in pain though, and that what you were viewing there was the unabridged version of the video. So in the vlog, we cut away to a replay of the goal filmed by Lee Charles, and then I kind of cut out some so that's the whole unabridged moment. But I looked in pain, I looked in agony, I looked scared, I looked happy.
Mate, I saw you on the dance floor in Potworld after, and that was a pretty similar sight. But no, listen, I'm just glad you had a camera and I didn't, because I was on the floor.
What makes it worse though? Like, I couldn't find where you were at the start, so I went slightly to the side. So with these limbs moment, there's loads of empty seats behind me, so it looks no good. I should have been in with a rabble, but you know what? That's how I felt at the time.
I couldn't hide it. I just ran down to the front and just hugging. It's what it's all about, innit? Just hugging strangers and just. I was on the front. It was brilliant, man. That's what it's all about. But like you say, it wasn't vintage us. But I tell you what, you got to give credit to the character shown from the players. They kept grinding away and were patient and. Yeah, that's massive for us. I mean, it's 2 late goals as well, by the way. We could have lost that game. We thought we rescued a point. Getting all 3, key going into this game, mate. Because I think if we had lost that, the pressure on this would have been higher. Now it's kind of, we want to win the game. We're at home with the squad we've got. We want to win all our home games. But it puts a little bit of pressure off us, and it means we can go out there and play our stuff, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this afternoon, Scott Parker had his press conference at Dean Court. At the bottom of the screen, you can see all of the latest from what Scott Parker had to say only a few hours ago. But during the week, he's commented to the press about a number of issues. One of the things was about Ryan Christie's injury, and Parker said that Christie's initial scans were positive. He went to see a specialist on Monday, but at this present moment in time, I'm hoping it's not as bad as first thought and it's not too serious. In terms of Gary Cahill, he picked up a little bit of a knee problem earlier in the week in training, a little bit of fluid on the knee. Didn't think it would be beneficial for him to get on the plane, fly up to Blackpool, so he was just rested for that one. And also Parker earlier in the week provided an encouraging update on Ethan Laird as well. He's yet to make his debut for the club, of course, but he's back in training and has been this week, and so he will be with the squad. In team news though, obviously we know that Kiefer Moore, there were some images that circulated on social media that we weren't sure whether it's him. Picture from behind of him in a boot and on crutches, or someone that was immensely tall. Turns out it probably was him.
Yeah, got a feel for him, haven't you? It's one of them things you look at it now in hindsight and go, oh, we spent a bit of money on him and he's barely going to play. But you can't, legislate for that. It's one of them things. I think he's gone up for a header or something against Bertie. Come on for like 5 minutes. But yeah, really gutted for him actually, because, he'd have looked at, Kenwyn when he come in from Cardiff for us, and he thought, I could be that extra player for him. It puts more emphasis on Don, but it also means someone like Jamal Lowe can try and step up like he did at Blackpool off the bench. So yeah, gutted for more, and obviously Lerman's suspension as well.
Yeah, and Smudge, is he back training now?
Yeah, he looks similar to Laird, which is interesting because they're both similar positions, but back on the grass, and it feels like we haven't had him for so long. And Laird, obviously, as you said, we haven't even seen his debut yet, so that will provide good competition, good versatility as well. They're players that can play a number of roles, which is good. But Christie's the one that worries me a little bit. I think we got through it against Blackpool, but everyone knows that Dom's our main one, that we don't want to get injured. But apart from that, I would say it's then Lerma and Christie. We could be without both of them. They'll be big blows for us. But sounds like, hopefully, Christie's is not as bad as first thought, and he'll be back soon enough.
I would usually come to you to ask you who is the AFC Bournemouth player to watch. But for this, we've had a video submitted from Reese, the AFC Bournemouth mega fan, and he says we need to be watching out for this guy.
He plays for Bournemouth, the mighty Bournemouth, Shariki Dembele.
Mate, everyone just copies your songs. Everyone just copies your songs. Love it, Dembele. I mean, wow. I mean, he provided last-minute limbs. I thought he had a good performance, forward-thinking performance, so I wants to take players on. And he's exciting, he's tricky, plays with a big smile on his face, and he could become a fan's favourite very, very quickly indeed, and one to watch out for.
it's a weird one, mate, isn't it? Because you kind of look at it and think, we just mentioned there about Christie. If he's fit, then Belly probably doesn't start the game, and it's weird how things work. And that's when the squad comes into its own. If Moore wasn't injured, would Lower come on? You know, that's how it works. But Dembele, I thought all game, he offered us something different in terms of very direct and wanting to run at people. I think he's someone that could end up frustrating us because, you know, maybe he's trying to always beat people and it could. But when it works, it's great and it offers us something different. And yeah, I really like what he gave us, and he earned that goal. So chuff for him, and that'll be brimming with confidence now. So he's certainly someone they're going to have to watch out for. If he plays on that left-hand side, though, he's against a very good player in Jed Spence, who I've been really impressed with for Forest. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how he gets on. But I like the early signs, mate. He was probably one that we weren't, because we got Cantwell in and Moore in. We didn't talk about him enough, but he could end up being the key signing for me.
So enough about AFC Bournemouth. Should we talk about Forest?
Go on then.
Right then, let's look at the league table. Here it is, Bournemouth there with a bit of a cushion. We're in second place, Forest in 7th place. They are knocking on the door, and look, with the form that they've been in recently, it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if they carry that on. They'll be there, won't they?
They'll be there or thereabouts, in my opinion. Yeah, I think most people now, if you're a better man, you'd probably say Forest will be in that top 6. But you know how the Championship is. It's, you know, they only need a little blip and they could be out of it. But they look good.
What's a blip? What's a blip? I don't know what a blip is.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's they've got a good gaffer in there. I think at the start of the season, I have to go way back on our videos, but when we done the prediction for the league table, I thought they'd be up there. And looking at their squad, I think I said there'd be playoffs. But just at the start of the season, I thought, what's going on? But Cooper's come in, done a really good job, some good additions, ex-Cherry additions, and yeah, they look really good, mate. And they look like they know what the manager wants from them. And they've also done that in the cup as well. You know, to have a cup run like they've had as well. It's almost, sometimes you think going out the cup's a good thing because then you can concentrate. But what seems to happen for them is it's sprung them on even further. Because look, if we can smash Leicester and beat Arsenal comfortably, then, you know, why can't we beat these sides? And, you know, the momentum they've built has been really impressive. So it's going to be a really, really difficult game, no bones about that.
Yeah, so what a turnaround from the start of their season. They had a very, very poor start under Chris Hughton. They lost their first 4 games in the Championship, including our away game, which was their 4th straight defeat. They then drew at Derby away before losing their next 2, and that at that point was bye-bye to Chris Hughton. Shall we remind ourselves of that away game?
Yeah, it feels like a while ago. Do it.
To Wembley, look at that.
Great away day. I loved it, mate.
Yeah, it was. I remember
Loved
it. I remember the fact because obviously Brooksy got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored and got sent off.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And then obviously it made it quite a tight one, but we managed to get over the line. It was a lovely away day right at the start of the season. Was that our first one? It was our first away game,
that was our
wasn't it?
first away game.
Yeah, but yeah, really enjoyable. Always like going to Nottingham, as you know. They might have a Hooters.
Have they?
They got Hooters. Did I end up with a T-shirt from Hooters? Maybe, who knows? But yeah, no, it was an enjoyable one, and it was a good win at the time. But as you say, we probably played them at a good time because they weren't good at the start of the season. Different proposition now, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of Chris Hooton's reign as Forest manager, and he was replaced by former Swansea City manager Steve Cooper. Now, Cooper, after being in charge of the Swans for 2 seasons, decided to call it a day at the Welsh club. They actually got knocked out of the playoffs 2 seasons in a row, once in the final, once in the semi-final. So his first game for Forest, that was against Millwall, finished in a 1-1 draw, but then he saw his side win their next 4 games, 3 of them away from home, and he not only steadied the ship, he took them up the league, and here they are in 7th place. He has certainly transformed the Tricky Trees in their away games since he took charge. They've won 6, drawn 3, lost 2. Not a bad record indeed, but their most recent away game was against promotion chasing Blackburn. They're probably going to lose that, aren't they? Blackburn, no, they didn't. They won it. They won 2-0 at Blackburn Rovers, which is no mean feat, which kind of makes you think, bloody hell.
Yeah.
You know, Blackburn did really well at Dean Court when they played us.
Yeah.
We're playing Forest in a relatively rich vein of form. They had one dodgy result recently, I think, but apart from that, they've been solid.
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. I think was that the Stoke one, wasn't it? 2-2.
Yeah.
But I think they were behind, and their goalkeeper got sent off, and they rescued a point. So when you look at it in context, you kind of go, actually, it's a bloody good point because of the context of the game. That obviously coincides with the fact their keeper got sent off, means they'll have to play their backup keeper, which in the conditions of the storm might be a difficult one for him. So that could go in our favour. But yeah, I remember seeing them having a man sent off and were behind and thought, right, they're losing this. So shows the character of them as well, and shows the team in confidence, mate, and full of it. So I'm nervous about this one.
I am nervous. But the last time we played Forest at Dean Court, can you remember what the result was last season at home, mate?
We beat them. We did beat them, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Can you remember?
2-0.
It was 2-0.
Can't remember the scorer.
It was Stanislas who scored both of them.
They get both.
One from the spot, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, 2-0. And you know what? That we've had fairly good form against
we have.
Forest at home. In our home league games against Forest, we've won 5, drawn 1, lost 2. So yeah, we're doing all right. Right, Nottingham Forest team news. You referred to their keeper Bryce Samba. Yeah, after getting that red card against Stoke City, he's not going to be involved on the injury front. They got a few players out, haven't they, mate?
Yeah, grab a man. And I think people. I always say this. I don't think he gets enough credit from Bournemouth fans. I really don't. But put it this way. Graham being out is massive plus for us. Massive play. He scores goals.
Yeah.
He scores goals.
You saw that one in the FA Cup against Arsenal when he came on. He sort of lifted the side, right place, right time. That kind of player.
That's what he's like. He done it against us. I think he scored when he went to Norwich against us.
Yeah.
He's just a goal scorer, and I think every season in the Championship, you look at that top bracket of top scorers. He's always there.
Yeah.
Always there. However his team's doing. And I'm pretty sure he had a better goal to game ratio in the Championship for us than Callum Wilson.
Bloody hell.
And people forget that because Callum done it for us in the Prem, and people forget the League One season. He was brilliant for us with Pittman. So yeah, I've got a lot of love for Grabs, but I think this is massive in being out because he's a poacher and he scores goals. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I think Davis on loan from Villa's been quite good for him.
Yeah.
He'll be a handful. He'll probably play, and obviously they've got Surridge potentially off the bench. But yeah, Graham being out is a plus for us in my opinion. And then a couple of defenders out as well.
Yeah, that's right. They got Jordi Osei Tutu and also Loikso as well with a thigh injury, who not going to be playing. And yeah, you're right. Obviously brought in Steve Cook. Sam Surridge is the other one, and didn't really work out for him at Stoke. It looked like he hit the ground running at Stoke, but then he soon fizzled out. Kind of like I expected him to, really.
It feels really like it was with us. He kind of, you think, oh, he's a bit of a player, and then quite quickly you realise he's probably only good enough for the Championship for a backup to come on and be a nuisance. Yeah. And to be fair, when we went to Stoke, we won 1-0 at Stoke, didn't we? He come off the bench, and I thought he actually looked all right. He put himself about, so he's kind of that impact player that I think can come on and rough you up a little bit. He's always going to work his nuts off. Yeah. Obviously, he's come through the ranks with us, so yeah, we're always appreciative of Sam Surridge. Just didn't work out here. Could be one that works out for him, but I don't expect him to start the game. I'll be surprised if he does. But if he comes on, that probably means we're winning the game, so I'll take that.
Agreed. So yeah, as you said, on loan, Davis from Aston Villa. They also brought in Jonathan Panzo from Dijon as well, and also Richie Laria. Layer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Belgian.
Forest fans, how do you pronounce it? Break it up for me. Put it in the comments below. He came from Toronto FC.
Okay.
Player to watch though, mate. I mean, you could name a number of them, and I know you might want to refer to their right-sided defender a bit later on, but they've got a player who scores goals for them, haven't they?
Brennan Johnson is a player, mate. And I think he's one of the Forest fans won't like me saying it, but if they weren't to go up, he's going to be looked at in the Premier League. 100%, I think
100%.
Still young, quite versatile. Kind of play through the middle, can play out wide. He's got a bit of pace about him. He's going to be someone that's going to be a real threat, I think. He's certainly one that I think a lot of clubs are looking at. He's a talent. Every time I watch him, I think, I like what he's about, and I'm surprised he's still there. But then, he's probably buying into what they're doing at the moment. He'll be key for them. And yeah, as you say, I've been really impressed every time I've seen Jed Spence. Weird. I think he's only on loan from Borough. I mean, how have Borough let him go up? Really weird. I think it was something to do with Warnock's style. Kind of didn't want to bomb in on fullback. Kind of, he's quite a little bit more pragmatic.
He really impressed me in that cup game against Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, and I'll probably go on to it when we talk about kind of our team news, in terms of him being probably going to be a right wing back for him might affect what we do, because he's going to be really offensive for him down that side. And equally, I don't know if he'll play, but you mentioned briefly Panzo there. I remember him; he was like a youngster at Tottenham, and I think he's played in the youth ranks for England. I think he's someone that's up and coming and not quite made it. Could be a good move for him. So I think they've got good in all areas of the pitch. I think they've still got, I don't know how you play it. Is it Zinchenko from Watford, who's a handy player? And as I mentioned, Keenan Davis. So they've got some good players, mate, who are brimming with confidence at the moment, as we've said. So yeah, but Brennan Johnson's probably the main threat for them. Really like what he's about, and quite intrigued to see what he's like actually in up close and personal.
Excellent stuff. So the referee for the game is Stuart Atwell. He usually takes Premier League matches, but he's been withdrawn from the Premier League by mutual consent based on his performances this season.
Okay, I didn't know.
He actually had us for 4 games in our last season in the top flight. Those were against West Ham, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, and away at Leicester as well. So Forest have never won when Atwell has refereed them.
This is going to be an absolute meme, isn't it? Oh my god. We're Super Stuart Atwell. We're gonna win it. Oh no, it's weird, them stats, isn't it? Yeah. It's so weird, but I'll take any omen, mate. I'll take it.
Who do you think makes because obviously if it's pissing it down, the groundsman is the one that will say, obviously, combined with the referee, who'll take a look at it, and say, right, this pitch is unplayable. In terms of windy conditions, if it's windy during the day and there's travel things, is that a police decision or what? I don't know.
I guess so. I guess it kind of goes down to kind of the health and safety stuff, and probably goes above the referee, because I always remember when I played football, just Sunday league and stuff, if it was really windy with the rain, it's a good thing, because the pitch won't get waterlogged. So I can't see how a wind won't affect the pitch. So wind won't affect the conditions of the game on the pitch, if you like. So I think it's going to be more come from the top. And the health and safety side of things, but I'm confident we'll be fine, mate. I'm almost 90%. So yeah.
And also Ross Devonport from the States is coming over to watch this game. So, mate, for your sake, I hope it's on. But obviously,
probably be a 3-hour trip with that wind.
That's right. Health and safety obviously is paramount as well. Right? Should we do pubs and predictions?
Ooh, let's do it.
So, before we talk about that, stop what you're doing. And look, you've probably seen this video from Twitter or social media. What you can do to help us is check out our pinned tweet or our last Facebook page post. Just share it with your friends. We would truly appreciate it. It's something that's free to do. Of course, you can buy us a coffee if you want to. Details are at the end of the show on the Legends wall if you'd like to do that. That all proceeds go back into the podcast. But retweet our pinned tweet, that would really help us, and it helps also the video to move on YouTube if you do what I said earlier on, and give it a thumbs up as well. Look, we've got an away fans guide that's on our YouTube channel, and it's been a video that's gone down well, because look, as Bournemouth fans, we know exactly where away fans should go. We know how to get there. We know which pubs are good and which pubs are not. I noticed some Nottingham Forest fans guides. I noticed one that actually credited back of the net. There was a link back to Back of the Net, but they were talking about the Wetherspoons in Boscombe. It's been closed down for about 4 or 5
It went to a Sprinkles and that went. So yeah, I don't know.
So that's now your Mellow, and then you've got what they put was Baxter's. It's not. It's called Maroy's Bar opposite. And look, our away fans guide, card at the top of the screen. If you're a Forest fan and you're wondering where to go, that has got all the information. So click the card at the top for that, and also we've put it in the description below. Right, what are your predictions? Maybe give us your prediction and first goal scorer. That's what we'd like. Pop them in the comments below and we will read them and check them out. And I'm going to come to you for a prediction as well, mate. I mean, you know what? I mean, what would you be? I think I'd be okay with a draw.
I think I'd be okay with a draw if the performance is good,
Yeah.
and I think Forest are a good side. We've stopped them gaining any ground. As we've seen all season, results are going our way. They went our way in the week, with QPR losing. So and because of that late win at Blackpool, it gives, I think, 4 points out of them two would be really good.
Yeah.
So, but at home with our squad, I still want us to, try and win the game, of course. And I still think we've got enough on our day. I think if we play like we did against Birmingham for large parts, despite Forest being a better side, I think we can cause them problems, mate. So yeah, this is one that I think we'll see in the comments, but this could be any, there's so many number of things I think could go either way. Yeah, you know me, I'm always going to predict a win, mate. But it's going to be edgy. I feel like I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 to us. Yeah, I think we're going to nick it. Should I go for a goal scorer? Because I feel like it's too obvious to do Dom, isn't it?
Between us, we got it right for the last game, didn't we? You said Dembele, I said 2-1.
Yeah.
So maybe we can work it out again.
Yeah, I want to go Dom 1-0. I do want to go for Dom 1-0. Yeah.
20th league goal, come on.
Yeah, stuff it. I'm going to go 1-0 Dom, but I think it's going to be a real tight affair. I think both teams will kind of suss each other out a little bit at the start, and it'll be quite a patient one, but I'm hoping we can just nick it. And I think, with the players we've got defensively as well, Nat Phillips coming in, I'm hoping we can grind it out, mate.
Okay, brilliant. I'm going to go for a 2-1 again. I think Forest have got a lot of potency in attack, and
true.
I think I've got a feeling they probably will score. I hope they don't score first. I hope it's either a consolation or one that sort of kickstarts us so that we can then go on to notch the winner. I'm going to go Phil Bill for the first scorer, but I'm going to go 2-1. What are you thinking? Put your comments below. Should we pick a team?
Yeah, let's do it.
So then, by the power of internet goodness, look, there's a pitch over there. Or over there.
I don't know how you do that.
No, I don't know.
Imagine people watching this, seeing you do that and not being subscribed. Embarrassing.
There is actually a pitch, no, there's not. It's all computer graphics.
Really?
Yeah.
Avatar.
Right. Obviously, it's very difficult to know who is going to be available and who's not, but we're going to pick a team that we think Parker might be going for. I mean, obviously, we could go for what we want, which would possibly be different, but what do we think there, mate? Goalkeeper, I think, we know. Travers, what a game. What a game. And man of the match yet again.
Again, we signed a goalkeeper in the window because we needed another one. He starts straight away in the cup game. We obviously lose. We have 2 games after that and he gets man of the match in both, Mark Travers. I mean, he's just saying, Woodburn must be looking at it thinking, well, I come here, I'm never going to get a chance. I mean, Travers has been unbelievable for us.
What great saves.
Absolutely amazing. He's been so key in both the last victories and so much throughout the season. Absolutely delighted for him. And yeah, he's got to be a Nets mate. No question about it.
Let's go for our defence then. Right back, we don't know if Adam Smith's going to be that fit, but Jack Stacey, I didn't think had a bad game at right back. Do you think he's going to be a shoo-in? Yeah,
we're going with what I would like to think I expect in the back 4. I'm a little bit worried because of Forest playing that they always play that back 5/back 3. That we'll try and match him. He's done it in the past.
Yeah.
That's my only concern. I hope we don't, because I always look at it, I would get it, but I always look at it and think, you're at home, you've got the squad, you've got the players, you're off the back of 2 wins, one particularly good performance. Let's not try and be too fearful of the opposition and match them. But that's my concern.
So what's the bet? Because I'm not very good with all the tactics stuff. What's the benefit of matching them up? I mean, is having 3 at the back considered stronger than having 4 at the back? Why should we do that?
I think the only thought process, trying to answer that, is that if you match the opposition, you think you've got better players.
Man for man.
Man for man, if you've got better players, which potentially we have on paper, Forest might argue that, which is fair enough, then you might go, well, they can't beat us tactically, because man for man we're better. And I think we've done that in the past, because sometimes you can have a better team, but then their tactics outdo you. I wonder if Parker might look at that a little bit, but I'm hoping, because we've had 2 decent performances, 1 very good, that we're not going to be too fearful. We're at home. I'd get it more if we're away. We're at home. Let's take the game to them. Let's not be too respectful of Forest. Yes, they've been good, and yes, they're on form, but no, let's give them something to worry about. Let's not worry about them. I just wanted to kind of mention that was in my head, that he might bring in a Mepham or a KO and go to a 3.
Interesting. Okay.
But overall, because of our previous performances, I'm going to stick with the 4.
And we could talk about mid-game changes should he need to match it up, what he could do, I suppose. So if we're going to do that, Stacey on the right, then at the back?
Yeah, Stacey on the right, centre-half pairing, if we're going for the 4, it's got to be Nat Phillips and Lloyd Kelly. Phillips might go up top again, but
that knee slide, mate. That knee.
Brilliant.
Look,
I like the pair of them.
If you haven't checked out, I mean, obviously we're a fan channel, and we film it from a fan's perspective. But what I really liked, I think it was James who was doing the camera work for like AFCB TV old angle. I love the way he pans to the crowd afterwards. You see Tyler Gregory giving it some, and you see Nat Phillips knee sliding in towards the away fans. I thought that was so good, and it just encapsulates. He's a player that's played his second game for us, and already he's knee sliding a last minute winner against Blackpool. That was really nice to see. And look, it wasn't the perfect performance by him, but you can see the qualities there.
Yeah, and I think Phillips and Lloyd Kelly are forming a really, really good partnership. I like the early signs I see there. And I mean, if you're a Nottingham Forest fan watching this, you can, even though you probably look at Steve Cook and think he's brilliant, why have Bournemouth let him go? Well, if you want to put it into context, we've got Nat Phillips and Lloyd Kelly probably be the centre half pairing. We've got Gary Cahill not playing. We've got James Hill, we've just signed for, what was it, $1 million or something, not playing. And we've got Chris Mepham not playing. And we've sent out a defender that's done well for us this season, Libson Rossi, out on loan. So we have got options there, which is why my little thought is that we could go to a 3 because we've got the personnel. I'm hoping we won't. So I'm going to stick with Phillips and Kelly because they've been pretty assured at the back, mate.
I mean, they are quite an attacking side that could warrant playing 3 at the back.
Maybe.
But we'll see. All right, left side.
It's going to be Jordan Zamora. I think he's been good. I like the fact that we brought on Leif Davis in the last game. He's kind of showing that he probably likes to put a ball in the box a bit more, so we can go to that.
And Jay-Z's deliveries, especially just before he got, I thought they weren't the greatest.
But his engine and his pace, and we've mentioned briefly Jed Spence's threat on that right hand side with his pace. You've got to have Zamora for them the recovery runs. So Jay-Z being back, and most our blip was when Jay-Z wasn't available, and I think that speaks volumes, mate.
All right, in midfield, is this a double pivot, or is this just going to have like Lewis Cook deep lying? I thought he did well in the last game.
Yeah, really good. I think you and I both said it, a lot of fans said it. I thought it would be Ben Pearson, but he went for Lewis Cook, and credit to Lewis Cook. I thought he was really good against Blackpool in that deep role. It is his best position.
Scott Parker obviously likes him.
He clearly does, and I think with Lerma out, he's got a chance to stake a claim there and go, look, I'm good in this position. And Lerma's got to play further forward if I'm here, because I want to get this spot, make it my own. And I think off that performance, he should play in there. I hope he don't go double pivot with him and Pearson. Again, we're at home, let's take the game to him. Let's go for an offensive side, and I think Lewis can do that job in there well enough. So sticking with Lewis in that role, mate.
Are we thinking Phil Bill and Todd Cantwell then? Yeah,
I'd like to think so. I think Phil Bill didn't have his best game against Blackpool, and he rarely gets substituted, but he did for Marcondes, who made a good impact for me. He just moved the ball quicker.
He did move it quicker.
Got an assist.
Clever little passes that he makes. He moves the ball. I mean, his involvement for that last goal was absolutely superb.
But I think his kind of problem is, I think he's better coming on. When he started, I don't think he's looked as good. And I think you've got to play Billing. I think annoyingly with Billing, he can be frustrating because he seems to have a worldy game and then a really poor game, then a worldy game. But he's due a worldy game. So, you've got to play Billing. He gets a little bit closer to Dom as well up top. And Cantwell's been a revelation since he come in. So, them two in front of Lewis, I'm hoping, mate. Same again.
Credit to Emmy as well for sending Richard Jackson a WhatsApp or like a video message, wishing him well after that dislocation. So that was really nice of him. Very good with his social media, but obviously cares about the fans as well, and he gets involved with the fans. Look, he only came on for a cameo role, but he probably loved the scenes at the end. So that was really good. Right, wide players.
Yeah, so I mean, we all know, Dom's through the middle. Let's just get out of the way. Yeah. And I am going for an unchanged team. Yeah. But because I'm expecting Christie to be out, if Christie were to be available, it sounds like because of a scan of that, I think he'd only be on the bench anyway, personally.
Right.
So we started with Jane Nantley over on the right and Dembele over on the left in the last game. I'm going to switch them. I'm going to play the same players, but the reason I'm going to switch them is Jed Spence. I feel that he's as I've mentioned a lot in this video, a real threat for him at right wing back, and Jayden Anthony is a little bit more willing to do the other side of the game.
Yeah.
I think him and Zamora have got a good partnership together down that left. He will graft more, and I think we'll be a little bit wary of Jed Spence, so we'll put Jayden Anthony over to that left-hand side and try Dembele off the right. I feel like if you're a winger in a front three, you can play on both sides. You should be able to.
As long as Anthony doesn't do what he did against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, of course, and gets a little bit too carried away with his work back. But I think people watching this, especially Bournemouth fans and yourself, would appreciate what I'm trying to say is that I just think because they've got a key threat on that right, it would make more sense to have Anthony there just to give you a little bit more protection to Zamora. But I think them two will be the wide men. I mean, Dembele earned that, didn't he, with his performance? So, yeah, I'm going to go with them two, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switch flanks a little bit and Dembele kind of comes inside a little bit more. But, yeah, and Dom through the middle, of course.
Dom through the middle, of course. So there's the team. What do you think? Let us know if you think we're bang on the money or we're way off it. If you disagree with us, again, pop them in the comments below. Right. That's the preview done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look, we're going to be doing our fan cams, usual place, outside the 1910 bar. Yep. If you look towards the car park, little gap in the fence on the other side of it, I'll be there. Tiggs is going to be the man with the mic. I'll be standing there with the light and getting some post-match reaction. So look, if you're a new person that hasn't been on before, don't worry. There's been a few new fans that have come on recently. It's been really good.
We always want that, don't we? It's difficult sometimes. I can appreciate you see kind of similar faces, you see a crowd, you think, oh, I don't want to get. Just come over, honestly. Come over, and we're all. What we try and do, as you said there, Tiggs is there, you're there. I like to kind of mingle around and just come. If you just recognise me, just come over, have a chat with you. I'll have a chat with you before you get on the camera. Yeah. You know, we're really good about it, and equally, if you're a Forest fan. Get on, honestly, you're more than welcome as well.
That's true, actually. It was good to have that fan, the Birmingham City fan, who was obviously fuming after that performance. But yeah, why not come on? It would be really great. I had a few new fans on. Jack came on recently, Steve on the last one, who I thought was Rob because I couldn't see anyone due to my new bright light. But yeah, why not come on and then we'll upload that as soon as we're done, get some post-match reaction. Then there's going to be the vlog on Saturday as well.
Oh, I'm nervous, mate. I am nervous about this one, but I'm really looking forward to it. Under the lights, let's get it bouncing. Come on, welcome back, Cookie, but just have one off day, please. One off day.
See you in the next video. Up the Cherries.
Come on, Cherries.